Baseball.
So, did you guys know that baseball is a Freemasonic, occultic mass ritual? That the fans in attendance and the fans at home are participating in this ritual by feeding their energy into it. Here, let's read this. Baseball is an occult Masonic ritual where even most of the players aren't aware of their actual role in the ritual itself. Nor does the unaware audience of the masses watching the game ritual from home or at the stadium. The field is all about Masonic geometry that is based on the principle of 6 that represents the ego, and the game is entirely based upon the number 3 that represents the satanic trinity of Nimrod, Semiramis, and Tammuz. The invention of baseball is usually credited to Abner Doubleday. In 1870, Doubleday was a United States Army officer and Union general in the American Civil War. After he retired, he became a prominent member of the Theosophical Society. That's New Age and Helena Blavatsky, an organization that researches the esoteric and the occult. There is no doubt that he had extensive knowledge of occult symbols, sacred geometry, and numerology, the square and compass. While almost all sports are played on rectangular fields or rinks, baseball is played on a peculiar shaped field which contains figures considered a sacred geometry in Masonic teaching. The field bears an astonishing resemblance to the square and compass of Freemasonry. The field, from home plate to left and right field wall, forms a compass. The entire outfield wall is a semicircle which this compass draws upside down, overlapping this compass. The bases form the square. Thus, the baseball field is the emblem of Freemasonry.
Baseball.
So, did you guys know that baseball?
He starts the ritual by pointing up. Baseball.
So,
Baseball.
Mama stop ballin'.
Dream
I dream
recording
gone, yeah.
music.
Yeah, I feel stick to who, one sticks to you. Cause Mama.
In 1936,
Baseball.
So,
I want y'all to pay attention.
Level esoteric, right?
Right. Were you surprised when you found that there were more than 33 degrees?
No, not really. See, here's how this works. When I went through the Masonic rituals, I had the spirit guides in my ear whispering things, telling me to do things, telling me to answer certain things in certain ways. Because I did that, I was identified by the leadership of the Grand Lodge of the state of Wisconsin that I was someone a little bit extraordinary. And see, that's one of the ways in which I ultimately got contacted by the Illuminati, is because the spirit guides had given me certain key things to say, key things to do, even gestures to make, stuff like that, that would identify me as being someone who was worthy of more light. You see, that's what they promise in all the Masonic degrees. They say, you get light, you get further light, you get more light. And of course, where does this light come from? Well, if you read the writings of the Masonic leaders, that comes from Lucifer.
And how many Masons know that?
Maybe 1 in 1,000, but most of them don't have a clue unless they bother to toddle upstairs and read the books that are in their own Masonic libraries like I did.
How many Master Masons know that there are Satanists among them?
I'd say the same figure I quoted earlier, 1 in 1,000.
Right. Since Catholics are strictly forbidden to be Masons, why were you being asked to do two opposite things?
What people don't realize is that the Catholic Church helped start the Masons. And that, for example, the Scottish Rite, most of the degrees in the Scottish Rite were written by Jesuits. So even though there is this apparent antipathy between the Masons and the Catholics, to the point that up until John Paul II's reign, if you became a Mason, you were Roman Catholic, you were de facto excommunicated, just like that. But actually it's all a sham, because most of the high level of people in the Vatican are all Freemasons, and many of the people that are Freemasons are Catholics. Level esoteric, right?
Right. Were you surprised?